All right, Power Mods is back in action. Yes, it's been actually a few weeks since I put some videos out. Now I'm gonna tell you, there's been no snow. We only got snow, about 2-3 days ago, and it has been a green year so far. We got a little bit earlier on, now we just got the snow, and it's actually snow, about 4 or 5 inches with a crust of about, 3/4 of ice on top of it, so it's not very good. Keely took off and he went to Cochrane, Ontario. I think they have about 2.5-3 feet of snow there. He had a great time. I had to stick around, had a bunch of family stuff to do, and I had to do some work on some sleds and tidy some things up, do a little bit of work on the truck, and just take a little bit of a break over the winter, over the holidays to hang out with my family, and just take a bit of downtime because we've been working pretty hard here, over 400 or 500 videos, whatever it is, over the last year. So, the brain needs to go on a little bit of a break. So we're back in the shop. I'm going to start working on the IQR. This is all pretty cool. I'll show you what's sort of going on here. Of course, you're going to have an episode on this very soon, but I just still wanted to show you guys because this is an update video of how this whole thing is going to work. Come on over here, Jamie. So this is the motor, the base plate that I got from, or the motor mount plate I got from Power Addiction Racing. Brad at Power Addiction Racing makes these, but he doesn't make it for the IQR 800 Rev or 800R motor install. So this is totally new to him, totally new to me. But the really cool thing, I stacked all this up. This is the base plate for the motor. I stacked this up with the crankcase, the cylinders, I put the head on it. Everything fits into there. Pull cord, clutch, everything fits into there so well. It's like it was made for that. And you're gonna see that in the video when I put this whole thing together. Now you die-hard Polaris and Skidoo guys, of course, aren't gonna like this. But boys, I'm telling you, with this thing, the 860 big bore in it, it's gonna be a whole lot of fun. And even when I put this plate in, it just mounts perfectly. It'll line the clutches, I just set everything in, lined it up. The clutch center to center were perfect. Very easy. With the Polaris motors, I got one right here. Check this out. You can see this. The IQR. See where the intakes are? They're in the case, the crankcase. On the Skidoo Rotax engines, the intakes are up here. So it's actually kind of nicer that the intakes are a little higher, where the mono head is over there. But the intakes are a little higher, easier to get at. They're not really close to the jack shaft. I ordered a special intake boot. It's kind of like a turbo air box, they call it, from Boondocker. Everything's sort of going to fit in. Man, I think this is going to be a really cool ride. And I've got all the parts and pieces that I need for the engine, so everything's going to start to go together probably next week. 860 goes together. I got the RK Tech kit in. Very cool. 180 plus horsepower. It's going to be nice on this beast. What else? Now this is on the QT. All right, this is how things roll around here. Because Keely and I are competitive. Look, don't get me wrong. Some guys think Lowell Louie's a bit of got a big head or whatever. But I don't go out to race other people. I do because it's fun. I mean, that's all fun if somebody wins, whatever. I don't care if I lose. I lose all the time. Been losing all my life. Not a big deal. But when it comes to Keely, we have a pretty fun time, right? So he had the Turbo RX-1 all built up. And it goes pretty fast, but it's a horrible chassis. It's nasty. You can't even see it. Oh, here it is. Here it is right here, boys. This is what's left of his RX-1 chassis. He ripped that all apart. The rest of it has gone out to JL's shop. JL Moray, the sort of one of the cool guys here at Power Mods, does a lot of machine work kind of stuff. He's got it, and he's installing that engine into a RT1000 chassis, the Skidoo RT1000. It's going in there. So now he's doing that. He's got the turbo, rebuilt the turbos, done a whole bunch of stuff to it. While he was doing that, I've got the VK1000, right? So I've been working on that. I got that at home because there's about an hour and 20 minutes for me to come out here every day. And with that truck, I'm up to about $1,000 a month in gas. So I'm just doing it at home real quick, hammering everything together, ready to sort of piece together. Then I'll pull it back here in the shop, jam it together, and you guys can see what I've done because it is cool. I've got that motor mounted in it right now. I was only gonna run nitrous in it. I've got a Boondocker nitrous kit, but a really good deal came across my lap for a Bender or Full Power Performance turbo kit, stage 2 kit. So I got that, and then when I got it, I'm looking at the turbo, seems kind of small, didn't really like that. So I bought a new turbo for it. I got a EFR 6258 turbo, internal blow-off valve, it's right in the whole turbo itself. Titanium alloy kind of wheel on it, spools up really fast. So I'm gonna have the turbo, the nitrous. The nitrous is gonna basically take up the slack until the turbo hits full boost. So I'll only be running about 15 pounds. Nitrous is there to get her up to 15 and then away we go. So it's pretty funny. The whole engine installation on that VK, I'm gonna say, what do you think, Simon? How long was that whole engine install? Building the mounts, everything?
A good 12, 15 hours.
Good 12 or 15 hours of engine out, engine in, engine out. I'd say it'd be harder to do than on most standard chassis because most chassis are about 16.5 inches wide, which is what it comes out of. So you can just manipulate that engine into anything. You'd think with the VK chassis, 20 inches wide, oh, just jam it in there. Not really. Everything has to be longer and wider. Motor mounts are all have to be different and fabricated. The jack shaft has to be different. I had to ditch the chain case that comes with the VK. Had to get a new jack shaft, new drive shaft, drive axle from Micro Belmont, all custom made stuff. What do they call it? Micro alloy. Something like that. Anyway, pretty cool. It'll be coming in soon. A lot of these parts take a lot of time to manufacture and get in and all that. So yeah, we're just prepping this. The Rev did a little bit of work to it, tidied a bunch of things up that needed to be done, get it ready for this year. I have new side panels for it. We're gonna be installing those next week because this is a bit of a mishmash. It's gonna be longer, of course, and made out of a better material than these because this bent here last year when I put it up on the end. It wasn't good. It's going to be longer and the mud flap or the snow flap's going to work better. But we're going to go for a ride tomorrow. We're taking this and the IQR Shorty. I'm going to go for a tour. What else? Okay, here's the 800 HO engine for the Monster Elan. I know everybody's been asking, where is the Elan? Where is the Enticer? It's coming, boys. Parts are being gathered. This stuff doesn't happen overnight. There's a lot of work. A lot of effort goes into putting this all together. But this is going to go in the Elan. The Enticer is all ready to go. We just have to put the suspension in the rear. That's coming up. And what else have we got going on? We're going to do a cleanup. This all exploded when Keely pulled the RX-1 apart. So everything's sort of laying in there. That chassis is coming back so he can reinstall everything in the RT1000 chassis. And what else we got going on? We're gonna install, I don't know if I showed you guys all this or not. The place is a real mess. We've been busy. Don't expect this to be clean until the spring. I think I mentioned these to you. These are the DuPont sliders from Yamaha. These fit the Skidoo chassis. These are machined or routed out by Grip and Rip. So these are going to go on one of the Skidoos. We're also doing this reinforcement kit. Check this out. This reinforcement kit is from Grip and Rip as well. They make some really good kits, boys. If you're riding the XP, the XM chassis, you need to get their reinforcement kits for the front end because the Skidoo front ends are like tin foil. You smash them up really easy. Guaranteed. Every machine has its weakness. In Skidoo, it's from about here to here. Cheap. You can see here, every Rev I have come across that has any miles or kilometers on it has that. It's bent. This whole thing has been pushed back. So that's going on there. We're gonna do that. I've got some oil light bushings from Grip and Rip. We're gonna put those on as well. This is gonna be Jamie's sled. He's gonna put a 141 on it. It's gonna be pretty cool. Just putting the motor together on that as well. It's all about riding this year. I know I'm saying that as we're sitting here in the shop, but we're gonna try to ride twice a week and get her done, because last year we spent too much time in the shop. So we're just working to get things together. Keely got this little snow scoot for his kids. Isn't that cool? They whip around on that all the time. It's a really neat little machine. It needs a big bore though. Might work on that. But I gotta say one other thing. Thank you guys for watching as usual. And thanks to the guys on Kijiji. You know, that's for you Americans, kind of like a Craigslist kind of thing, but a little cooler. We're able to get a lot of parts for all these sleds from you guys on Kijiji. You know, we call up, I get Jamie buying parts all the time for stuff. He's really good at that. And yeah, have you heard of Power Mods? What? Yeah, Power Mods, awesome. So thank you guys. It's kind of cool because this Power Mods thing, it's like that small town feel. Like I'm trying to keep it like that. We have some parts coming in from some little manufacturers, mom and pa organizations that we're going to show you as well. I feel I got to do that. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Hopefully we're going to get some ride video in tomorrow.